Of rapper Post Malone, you know, he has not had the best luck lately. And now some believe it's because of something that he did during one of his trips to Las Vegas.
New video from Zach Baggins shows the rapper inside his haunted museum here in the Valley. Now, Baggins is seen touching what he calls the most haunted object, the Diebuck box, which is a box that supposedly has an evil spirit in it. Anyway, Then while he's touching that box, Malone is seen touching his shoulder.
All right, listen to this, y'all. Rapper Post Malone ended up putting a lot out there, and most people still have no idea that his journey actually kicked off back in high school. Hold up, he was using his school's own equipment to shoot and edit early videos, just like this, grinding before anyone was watching. Girl, you said you love me just moments, and that raw, unfinished energy was already peeking through. Now here's where it gets messy. People tried calling Post Malone an industry plant because his dad worked for the Dallas Cowboys. But let's be real, that doesn't automatically mean doors were being opened, especially when folks forget his dad also worked at a hot dog stand.
Your father's profession?
My dad worked at like a linen store. It's called Atlas. And then whenever I was a little youngster, my dad got a job at the Cowboys. That was his dream. His dream was to work for the Cowboys, and his friend Gary, rest in peace Gary, he got a job over there, and he called my dad and he said, yo, come work here. And he started out as a popcorn guy, and he worked his way up, man. So then we...
After Post Malone tasted real success from his major record Hold Up, that's when the darker side started creeping in and taking control.
I was song when I started balling, I was young.
By the time Post Malone finished college, listen to this, he had already put together a group called Blacker. Hold Up, one of their first major moves was bringing in producer FKI, and that wasn't random, that was strategy. And from there, they didn't waste time, going straight into recording White, laying down the groundwork before most people even knew his name.
Everybody told me so, feeling like I sold my soul.
Shortly after that, listen close, Post Malone reportedly began getting involved with the occult and spiritual forces, and that's where things took a turn you wouldn't expect.
Of rapper Post Malone, you know, he has not had the best luck lately. And now some believe it's because of something that he did during one of his trips to Las Vegas.
New video from Zach Baggins shows the rapper inside his haunted museum here in the Valley. Now, Baggins is seen touching what he calls the most haunted object, the Diebuck box, which is a box that supposedly has an evil spirit in it. Anyway, Then while he's touching that box, Malone is seen touching his shoulder. Baggins says Malone then saw a dark figure that night that followed them out of the museum. Some people think this is the reason Post Malone has had so many problems lately. And in all fairness, he kind of has had a bad streak. I got to be honest, his private jet nearly crashed. He got in a car crash, and then crooks targeted his home. So, you know, they say bad luck comes in threes, so maybe that's it.
Yeah.
And he can move on with his life and never ever visit the museum again.
No. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, right. Wow. It's funny when you watch the video how he touches him, and it's kind of the chain thing. But he was followed out by the dark object,
apparently.
I'm friends with Zach Baggins from Ghost Adventures, right?
Oh.
And it's like,
Did he ever take you to a haunted house?
we did a whole episode. You should check it
Did you
out.
get scared?
It's terrifying. It's terrifying, man. And in his museum, so apparently there's a thing called the Dybbuk box, which is one of the most haunted items in the world, apparently. And he wanted to, so we took the glass case off of the Dybbuk box, which is in his museum in Vegas. And he thought it was a sick idea to put the ashes of a lady who died while she was possessed on top.
Whoa.
And then my plane almost crashed. I was in a car accident. My house got robbed and I had bite marks on my arm. And he hit the wall like I've never seen someone in fear so hard as whenever he touched it. And it's I don't know if it's someone who's dead or if it's a demon or if it's something dimensional, but it's something there that
After messing around with those spirits, hold up, Post's life started sliding into some unexpected, intense territory.
I can't talk, so I don't sense of all these demons, wish I could just go.
Then he hit the studio hard. And listen to this, Post would start dropping #1 records and stacking up platinum plaques like it was nothing.
They always say congratulations.
In an interview with DJ Who Kid, listen to this, Post Malone actually went on record talking about conspiracy theories and MK Ultra, and you won't believe how deep that conversation went.
Finally talk about Kanye West. Last time I had you on the phone, you were like, bad Illuminati Secret Service.
I didn't say that, did I? I don't remember. That was the MK Ultra controlling my brain.
I ain't go. I ain't going front. I actually like.
Once Post Malone opened up and said he'd been through some kind of mind process. Hold up, he also talked about how magic was supposedly used to help him perform his song.
Feel like that sometimes when ideas come to you when you f***ed up? Like it's a gift from somewhere?
I have no idea. I think all of my ideas are kind of like mistakes. It's like there's a certain magic that goes into making a record, or if you're a painter, a painting, or if you're a dancer, a cool dance move.
I think they're all related in some way.
Yeah, there's something there that just kicks off, and you can't control it, and you can't say.
Once Post Malone opened up and said he'd been through some kind of mind process. Hold up, he also talked about how magic was supposedly used to help him perform his song.
In the world? Biggest lie, it would have to be the U.S. government, actually.
Oh,
give me it. No, I'm serious. I didn't say it before. The biggest lie is the U.S. government. It's not what it used to be. It used to be so sick and about the people and about freedom and all that shit, but now it's just bullshit. Now it's a fucking reality show, and I think there's gonna be a lot of weird that happens within our lifetime and within our generation that really changes the way of the world. So move somewhere, because whenever martial law is declared, you have, or whenever the credit cards fail, whenever your cards fail, whenever your banks fail and you can't use your card anymore, you have 3 days to get out of where you are, because that's when they're coming for you. That's the big move. That's checkmate right there. And they think they have you. But move out to the country, get your scraps, stand up for yourself, build a tower, build a long road to where you can see them coming. Don't give up. America, speak out against the crazy corruption stuff that's going on in our government nowadays.
Racism.
And I don't want to, weird stuff. Like just, and how about JFK was by us. I think that he was just, I think he was a real guy. I think he was a real American, and he loved this country, and he spoke out, and days later he died.
Why do you think he got? Because he spoke out?
Yeah. He was just literally like days before he died, he was talking about how our government focuses on corruption instead of truth and all the things. There's a great speech where he goes back and forth between the negatives and what we should be focusing on. And days after that, like, he died.
Well, most people who help the poor and disenfranchised in America end up getting assassinated in some way.
I mean, it's a trend.
Did you vote for Trump?
I didn't vote.
Why? Making a political stand, or?
Our votes don't count. I mean, it's all really.
Hanging out black people too long.
Our votes. Our votes
vote count, sir.
No, our votes don't. Our votes are suggestions to the Electoral College. That's all it is. So they can vote for whoever they want.
You win the popular vote and then lose the Electoral College.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Once Post Malone was rumored to have broken the oath, listen to this, people started saying the powers that be pushed him out of hip-hop. After Post Malone dropped that hood persona, he switched things up and went full-on country vibe. By 2021, you won't believe this, a lot of people were saying Post Malone just wasn't looking too good. Many of his fans even accused him of being a clone, which is wild to think about. Let me know what y'all think, because I'm curious where you stand on this. Did Post Malone really break the oath, or did he simply decide to carve out a whole new lane for himself? Leave your comments below so we can get into it.